What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of being a recruiter. If you're excited to get into this with me, feel free to support a fellow recruiter. Give us a like, subscribe, click that bell. It's going to be really exciting and we'd really appreciate it. Let's get started. If you're new here watching for the first time, welcome. My name is Preston. A little bit history about me. I started my recruiting career in about 2014, 2015, where I joined a reputable nationwide US technology recruiting company. They had about 300 recruiters, about 14, 15 different offices. And I started from the bottom, and in a short year was able to work my way up to the top. No handouts, built a desk on my own efforts, billing over $500,000 my first year. We surpassed $100,000 per month as well, which is pretty crazy. And then I left that to join an early stage startup that ran out of business. And then at that point, I decided to start my freelance and my self-employed kind of agency career. And somehow my first year was able to kind of duplicate what I did at the nationwide agency. Again, did $500,000 on my own desk, no VAs, no employees, just myself with really good fundamentals, and was able to, since then, do over multiple 7 figures worth of placements. So in this video, we're going to talk about the various aspects of being a recruiter, especially highlighting the pros and cons. So whether you're considering a career in recruitment or currently working in the field, or simply interested in the inner workings of this role, gaining a balanced perspective is key, hence why we're making this for you. By understanding both sides, you'll have a good overview that can help you make informed decisions and navigate, hopefully, your career path and self-employment business path if that's something that you want to do or you're currently doing right now. Let's start with the pros. Pros number 1. The reason why I'm still a recruiter today is just the impact that you can have on lives. So what do I mean by that? Well, you can literally help candidates find fulfilling careers. I can't tell you how amazing it is to get those emails, the texts, the calls from candidates saying, I love my job. It's the best job, my dream job. I moved my family out of state for this job. It changed our lives. It's the reason why I'm still in the game, in the trenches, because I love hearing that over and over and over again. Honestly, it doesn't get better than that, right? Recruiting is a people-to-people business, and we are legitimately helping people on both sides. On the other side, it's also equally just as fulfilling to get those texts, the calls, the emails from hiring managers or founders saying, hey, we hired someone through you, or they're the best person we've hired, they are our best or top hire, it changed our business propelled 10, 20, 50x because of you, thank you so much. On both ends, it is so fulfilling, right? We work with human beings on either end, and if you're able to do a good job and you're able to do that consistently over time, the amount of just awesome thank yous, connections, and relationships that you build just makes this an amazing, one of the best careers I think that you can do. So again, personal fulfillment is just making a difference, right? The gratitudes from candidates or clients who secured their jobs or got their first hire is just incredibly rewarding. Knowing that you played a role in someone else's career brings a sense of fulfillment and tremendous accomplishment. While there could be obviously disappointment and challenges, the success makes the journey worthwhile, like with any sort of career or job or business that you do. And the ability to continually change and impact lives and make a positive impact provides motivation and just the overall sense of purpose in the recruiting profession. We're selling talent here. We're not just selling bits and bobs and random stuff. You're selling actual talent. And then upon a job well done, you're able to just hear amazing things and meaningful things that can just make it fulfilling and certainly be memorable, not only for that day or for that month, that year, but also for future times to come. Did you just start your own recruitment agency and are struggling getting your own clients? Are you thinking about starting your own agency but afraid to make the jump? Do you have your own clients but you're struggling to find the perfect candidates fast? Do you have a full-time job and want to do recruitment part-time to make more money on the side and have no idea how to? If you answered yes to any of these questions, please consider joining our private community. It is a trust-based community where recruiters around the world can support, collaborate, and work together on placements all around the year consistently. In this community, you will directly have access to the real open jobs of my team and of our members, and you will also have the chance to access trainings, events, giveaways, and much more. If you are part of this community, I communicate and work with you as if you were on my own team, and I'll do whatever I can to do a placement together with your client or candidate. So if you're struggling to get your own clients or candidates and you want a way you can make sure you can be busy all year round by having access to many more open roles, then this is something you need to look into. This is open to people around the world and is open for recruiters in every industry and experience levels, as we will always have a good number of variety of open jobs across sectors, markets, and industries. I'm really happy to say that within the first 30 days, we have already have a new member with minimal recruiting experience do his first placement that had a total fee of almost $30,000 US, and we are working working hard to do many, many more this year. If you are interested and excited, there are only a limited number of spots open, so make sure you sign up quick at patreon.com/recruiterpreston. If you have any questions, please reach out to me on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Discord. We can set up a time to chat. See you on the other side. Pro number 2, recruitment is amazing just for building networks. You can constantly expand professional connections. My day is filled with just talking to people. And after every phone call, my network gets bigger and bigger and bigger, whether it becomes, business partners, whether it becomes clients or actual candidates or people that I end up engaging in the future. People are gonna get to know who I am, vice versa, and we're gonna be able to build that connection and leverage it, whether or not now, but into the future. And you're just building that connection, building networks that can be extremely helpful for you and your career and your job moving forward. Being a recruiter just constantly allows for expanding it just allows for an unconscious, passively just expanding your network, which can lead to future opportunities. And you can just connect with a diverse range of professionals, including job seekers, hiring managers, and industry experts. So it's all of the above. One of the coolest kind of side effects of this, it provides opportunities for future career advancements. These networks are super valuable, not only for immediate recruitment needs, but also, as I touched upon before, future career opportunities. Strong networks can lead to referrals, collaborations, and new business prospects. And strong relationships can also build trust and credibility, making it easier to place candidates and secure job orders from clients. The bigger the network you get, if you, for example, you get a new job and it's really tough to hire, because you spent all that time building the network, maybe a quick email list or a blast or a post on social media, you can immediately, reactivate a lot of the people in your network, perhaps find that perfect candidate sooner than you think in a much faster and easier way than you thought possible. Like, all the opportunities are endless, but just having an amazing network, right? Your net worth is also dependent on your network. That can also apply in recruiting. We're all about finding best people for the companies, and the bigger the network, the easier it is, the more tools and channels that you have at your disposal to get the job done. So pro number 3 is all about client interaction. And one thing that's also really interesting to talk about is, as you guys know, recruitment involves close interactions with clients who are eager to fill their positions with the best talent, right? I can't tell you, of all the years of doing this, just from enthusiasm from working with us, we've gotten some really, really cool stuff from clients as they like to go above and beyond to catch the right recruiter's attention as well. We might get possible, maybe marketing collateral on cakes, custom gifts, or other creative tokens of appreciation, or almost like solicitation because they need help desperately to fill their roles. These efforts highlight the lengths to which job seekers and even clients will go in just making a memorable impression. Getting gifts not only from the client side, but also from the candidate side. Being the middleman to both really puts us in a really unique, but also powerful position of influence, where if you are good and you build that credibility and trust with both parties, then not only will you get a lot of great phone calls or emails or texts, but sometimes a lot more. Of course, this can just make recruiting a lot more engaging and enjoyable once that happens. A side effect of that is it will allow you to just continue to build strong relationships. Positive client interactions will help build long-term business relationships, as they'll be more than happy to introduce you word of mouth, snowballing to other clients, etc. Satisfied clients are more likely to return for future hiring needs, which will stabilize your business, and recommend the recruiter services to others, which is exactly what you want. Recruiters who excel, right, in client interaction can establish themselves as a trusted partner, leading to increased business opportunities and professional growth. You not only have to be a trusted partner to the candidates, knowing that you'll help them find jobs, but you got to do it on the client's end, and you got to do both really, really strong. That can lead to hopefully create more opportunities for you as time goes on. Pro number 4 is all about competition driving performance. So what I mean by that is, for example, motivation to excel in a competitive environment. Recruitment competition's intense, right? When we pick up a new client, I'm already assuming that they have an internal talent acquisition team. They're also working with gazillion other recruiters that I'm competing against. I get it. And I embrace it and I accept it, right? Competition is everywhere. But here we know the speed and value that we bring to our clients, that we have a high chance of getting the job done. Recruiters, so on the candidate side, we have to constantly strive to be creative, attract attention from the top talent, right? Who are often competing against numerous other interview processes, recruiters and companies that are also reaching out to them at the same time. Competitive environment will just force you to have a really high performance and continual improvement mindset. Driving recruiters to continually refine their skills, strategies, and approaches to stay ahead. Those that don't will just simply get fallen behind. If you've been watching, especially a lot of my vlogs, I talk a lot about how this is just very comparable to just having a competitive sports mentality. Just like in sports, the pressure to succeed and perform at a high level every day is not only necessary, but it's required. It will require you to bring out the best that you have to offer every single time. Those who thrive under pressure and enjoy the thrill of competition are likely to, in my mind, excel in this field, as well as sports or other high-level sales roles. The need to perform at a high level consistently can enhance a recruiter's abilities to handle stress, think critically, make quick and effective decisions. This is not a job where you can just cruise a 9 to 5, work in whenever you want in a very average capacity. You have to give 200% every single day. On top of that, you have to do whatever you can so that you can perform the best of your abilities every single day. Go to bed. Don't, get hammered or party too hard late at night, because if you do, your performance, it's gonna dwindle the next day, right? We are up against competition every single day. You have to be the best. That's why naturally, the longer I stay in recruiting, the older I get, I'm a lot more focused just on health hacking, focus, right? Sleep, making sure I eat well, because as long as I continue to be a hands-on recruiter, I want to be the best that I can. I can continue to give the best value to my candidates and clients. So I gotta take care of myself. You gotta put in the reps. You gotta wake up early. You gotta practice and get better. It's just like sports. And even on the weekends, I'm always learning and always kind of looking back at the previous week. How can I improve? Where am I lacking? What can I, strengthen? How can I kind of think creatively to solve these issues or problems that I'm kind of dealing with right now, right? You always constantly have to be on, be aware, and perform. So another pro that we like to talk about is just the high potential of money, income, right? Recruiters have the opportunity to earn a substantial amount of income, especially through commission-based structures, right? It's very, very common on the agency side to have some sort of draw or salary plus commission. Internal typically is some sort of salary and equity play, especially if you're joining a technology or a software company. But overall, the starting base salary for recruiters range from $30,000 to $55,000, some lower, some higher. External recruiters, those on the third-party spectrum, which is what I do, can earn commissions based on successful placements, which can lead to lucrative earnings, which can only happen if you're consistent, perform really, really well, and you just constantly find ways to better yourself and push yourself to be optimal and be efficient and effective as much as possible. Now, with all that said and done, let's go to the cons. So number one, negative perception and blame. So from the candidate side, right, we can get blamed for layoffs. Recruiters are the first people that you love when you join a company, and they're also the first people that you hate when layoffs are happening. Recruiters are often held responsible by candidates who are laid off, even though recruiters typically have no control over company-wide decisions. Candidates might express frustrations or resentment, believing recruiters could have prevented their job loss. Ghosting. Candidates who don't receive timely updates might assume the recruiter is ghosting them, leading to negative comments about the recruiter's professionalism and responsiveness. Bad offers. When a candidate receives job offers that don't meet their expectations, they might just blame the recruiter, that they feel like the recruiter isn't operating in their own best interest, assuming they didn't negotiate well or understand the candidate's needs. Long interview process. Extended hiring process can also frustrate candidates, as it could feel like it's taking forever, who might end up just blaming recruiters for the delays, not realizing the internal client processes often cause these delays. What about from companies? Well, hiring delays. Clients or hiring managers might blame us for not filling positions quickly. Everyone thinking, oh, it's so easy to go out there and find people. Why can't you find the right talent who's excited? Like, not everyone wants to work at your company. Not everyone is interested in your company. But yet, if it doesn't work out, you fall short, the blame comes on us. It's easier to blame the middlemen than obviously those on either side, despite all of our best efforts and complexities of finding a suitable candidate. Quality of candidates. If the candidates presented don't match the client's expectations, recruiters might be blamed for just not understanding the job requirements or not sourcing effectively, even if the job description provided was vague or inaccurate, right? This happens time and time again. We try to find the best people that we can, but that's also, again, emphasis on the best people that we can. Who you consider the best talent might not be available or might not be open to interviews, or most importantly, might not be even interested in your job. I think if you are a founder, if you're a decision maker, it's easy to assume like, oh my God, I'm Google. Why? Everyone wants to work at my company. Or like, let's say that you are a founder who's building a new AI product and you kind of be stuck in this thinking like, I'm building the next hottest AI thing. Who doesn't want to work with me? I mean, there's so many candidates I speak to who don't care about AI, who they hear AI, they run the other way, and they might be your star candidates, right? So just because you have a good idea of who you want to hire, your ideal profile, doesn't mean that you're going to actually necessarily attract them, right? The good thing about working with recruiters is that we can go out there and we can pitch and engage the talent and get them excited about working at our clients' companies, more so than they can do themselves. But if it doesn't work out, again, easier for the blame just to come on us. And these are just things that we have to deal with. Last but not least, we also get retention issues. Recruiters might also be blamed for hires that just don't work out short or long term, despite the fact that employee retention involves many factors beyond the recruiter's control. At the end of the day, our job is to find and present people. Your job is to take them through your interview process and then to deem if that person is a good fit for your company. And you never know. We never have a crystal ball on what's going to happen. I would say most people that are placed work out, right? But some either predictably or unpredictably, or maybe as a surprise, don't work out. And just don't blame us. We're doing our jobs to find people. We're doing our jobs to work hard, go in the trenches, get people excited. It doesn't work out. We'll go out there and find you another one, but blaming, the whole blaming game is not constructive. It's not efficient. Let's just get the job done together. Cost number 2. We just have to constantly face high expectations, constantly delivering top talent. Like that's all companies want. And the second you don't do that, then they'll blame you and be like, why aren't you doing that? Are you even clear with the criteria? Maybe you have no idea what you're doing. All of these excuses we hear all the time. It's very stressful. And we constantly have to address and work with high demands of meeting clients' needs over and over and over again. And oftentimes we just have limited control, limited influence in the whole process, which makes it very tough. For example, when it comes to decision making, we can influence but not make the hiring decisions ourselves, right? We can present the candidates and advocate for them, but the final decision rests on the hiring manager, and it may or may not make sense to us, but it's their call. Or maybe for the offer, we can negotiate the offer terms on behalf of the candidates, but we often have a limited power to an extent to actually change a salary range, benefits, job conditions. That's all set by the hiring manager or the candidates, right? Or what about the candidate's behavior? So we can screen, prep, recommend candidates, but ultimately we can't control how the candidates are going to perform in the interviews, right? We can do whatever we can to mitigate unfortunate situations from happening, but it's the candidate's decision at the end of the day to accept offers or to behave in the way that they are best suited. If any of these are just the hair off, it's so easy just to get the blame, and we have to be okay with that, guys. That comes with the game, it comes with the job and territory. The next thing I'll talk about is demanding schedule. We often face intense workloads without much downtime, which can lead to burnout if not managed effectively. Demanding workloads, tight deadlines, multiple clients, multiple candidates, multiple interview processes, multiple negotiations, got to keep sourcing candidates, got to keep your client activation going. There's a lot that goes on at the same time, and if you're not organized, I think to all of us, there's a high chance of just being burned out. So it's very, very important to understand that this is a sales role. It's very similar to real estate agent role. The closest that, in my opinion, I think recruiting comes from is to a real estate agent, right? They work 24/7, 7 days a week, and even though we have the luxury to have more of an official work-life balance and more set hour schedules, I think the people that are really, really, really successful on the external side without really big teams, right? They're hands-on their own desk, are ones that just never shut off, right? They're working 7 days a week or most of the week, and they go above and beyond. If a client calls them in the evening, they take it. If a candidate calls them in the evening, they take it. We have a whatever we have to do mindset to get the job done to succeed. I understand this is not for everybody. Kind of like being a real estate agent is not for everyone. Kind of like running your own business or freelancer is not for everyone. But I think the ones that are on the staffing side that perform really high, that can bring in 300,000-500,000 plus excess without managing a whole team, and they're literally doing it themselves or 1 or 2 employees. A lot goes into it. It's extremely stressful. It's extremely demanding. It's very fulfilling, but it's very demanding. Some time management strategies that you can think about, maybe you can create more of a structured daily schedule. So like clients, fires in the morning, candidates in the afternoon, maybe like time blocking, like setting boundaries, making sure that you always have deep work every single day, or you always have consistent amount of hours to focus on the clients or focus on the candidates or both. You want to leverage technology, AI, ChatGPT, just to make sure that your life is easier, or you can free up a couple minutes here and there doing menial or admin tasks or mundane tasks, right? You want to, of course, delegate and team collaboration. I think that's ultimately the goal for people, to work on your business, not in your business. If you actually have people to delegate, so you can get a lot of time back to focus on more high-level stuff. But again, everything takes time. And for most people starting as a solo recruiter or by yourself, it's so important to know the fundamentals, to do them well, the client's candidate side, but most importantly, to be able to just stay organized and figure out how to do everything efficiently. And then you can add technology on top of that. You can add a team on top of that. I think if you don't know how to do those things well, a team's not going to solve your problem, and a technology is not going to solve your problem. Technology and team are there to amplify the business, not so much to solve your biggest problems or business needs, right? So it's important for you to start from ground level, understand everything, excel, find success doing it yourself, and then maybe maybe you can delegate and use better and better technology as time goes on. Con number 4, the hardest thing is finding the best talent. Our core responsibility is to find and attract top talent, one of the biggest and ongoing challenges for recruiters. Offline, online, all these tools, job sites, job boards, you name it. We just have a constant pressure to meet these expectations, and it just requires a holistic, strategic and well-rounded approach that you just have to hit and engage constantly. What are some of the strategies? Well, you can use technology, right? It's not just offline, online. Maybe you can utilize Boolean searches, you can use LinkedIn, Indeed, utilize all the paid and free resources out there at your disposal. You can expand sourcing methods, right? Are you maybe targeting active candidates? Maybe you should target more passive. Are you doing job postings? Are you not doing job postings? Are you sending out emails? Are you cold calling? Are you emailing? There's so many things that you can do. Are you building a strong employer brand online? What are you doing as a thought leader on the social platforms, LinkedIn? Are you attracting people coming to you as well instead of just outbound cold? Always educating yourself. I believe that the moment you stop educating, the moment your career and your potential and your business stops. You have to constantly educate yourself on how to do things better, how to communicate, how to think, how to solve problems, how to find clients, how to find candidates, how to negotiate, sales, communication, empathy. There's so many things that goes into recruiting, even psychology, right? So the more you have to just constantly be learning so you can be a better version of yourself to then provide more value to the stakeholders, the candidates, the clients, and beyond. Engaging with candidates. Can you engage with candidates better, right? What are you doing? Are you doing the bare minimum? Are you going above and beyond? Are you developing confidence? Are you developing trust or collaboration, empathy? Again, it goes back to educating yourself. The moment that you stop, then you have essentially plateaued your potential level of success. You have to just constantly be a sponge and just constantly learn. Con number 5 is the risk of job offers falling through, which happens all the time. I can't tell you how many times this year alone, how many job offers didn't go through, how many times candidates accepted a job offer, didn't start, how many times candidates accepted a job offer, they continued interviewing, they ended up getting another job. There's no guarantee in this job. Things happen all the time. We're working with human beings and we're working in high pressure environments where sometimes it can force people to make not the best rational decisions, right? I also get it. Hiring someone is a big deal. Getting a new job is a big deal. Comes with a lot of stress, comes with a lot of demand. And we're here just to kind of try our best to make it easier for both parties. But again, things happen. We don't have a crystal ball, and ghosting, dishonesty, people not showing up on your job, clients getting angry, candidates getting angry. The list goes on and on and on, and you just have to be prepared for it. You have to be able to expect it. You have to be able to process it healthily and professionally and just keep moving on and putting in those motions. I see a lot of times with recruiting, it's all about managing risks and maintaining relationships, right? How do you prevent risks from happening? How do you prevent unfortunate situations from happening, or doing whatever you can to keep the probability on your side and still maintain a really good relationship with the clients and candidates? People think recruiting is easy. Find a candidate, resume, send, get jobs, make money over and over again. Like, there's so much that goes into recruiting. I think it's easy to be a recruiter. It's not easy to do well. There's so much than just LinkedIn and emails and cold calling. A lot goes into it. And I think the big elephant that people don't talk about is like the mental, emotional, psychological side, because you can learn how to do it well, but if you can't sell well, you can't connect to all the people, then perhaps your level of recruiting is here. When if you actually learn to improve yourself or constantly learn and study, your level of recruiting can evolve into here and beyond. Right? So don't be content with where you are now. Constantly be a student and learn as much as you can. So finally, just want to talk about the pros and cons of negotiating, right? It's rewarding, but it's extremely challenging. So what are some of the pros of negotiating? Well, successful negotiating terms that satisfy both the candidates and the hiring company brings a lot of accomplishment and fulfillment. You can help candidates secure better job offers and ensure companies get the right talent at a fair price, positively impacts both parties. You want to master, or having a mastery in negotiations can set you apart from other recruiters, making you just a valuable asset to your organization or clients. Building trust with clients, it also helps you lastly to build trust with clients, as they will rely on your expertise to secure the best talent within their budget constraints. Well, what about the cons? Well, in terms of cons, negotiations often involve high stakes and tight deadlines, creating stressful situations that require quick thinking and resilience. Disagreements with candidates or clients can lead to conflicts, which can be challenging to manage. Negotiating terms can involve tough conversations about salary expectations, benefits, and job conditions. Negotiations can also result in rejected offers, leading to lost time and effort and potentially strained relationships with candidates and clients. clients. And lastly, when negotiations are unsuccessful, it can just impact your reputation not in the best way. If clients or candidates feel dissatisfied with the process or outcome, or if they feel like you're really just not upholding yourself in their best interests, right? It's a lot of tact, a lot of empathy, a lot of listening, and making sure that you help both as objectively as you can in their own best interest or convey that really well. So negotiations is fun. It's also extremely stressful, but there's so much work that you have to do before negotiation so that you can be in a better, less complex, more positive situation with less bidding wars, less concerns, less red flags, doing whatever you can to make sure that Can's is in the right frame of mind to accept your job, or most importantly is happy to accept your job because they think it's the best choice for their career, and the client is happy to pull the trigger, extend an offer for a candidate they believe is the best for their team. So in conclusion, recruiters have the ability to make an impact on the candidates' lives, career paths, offering deep sense of personal and professional fulfillment, in addition to impacting teams and companies on the hiring manager side as well. This role will provide just tons of networking opportunities and a chance to utilize advanced technologies, cutting-edge AI, making the job both full of energy, innovation, overall just be a fun, fulfilling, creative environment, and overall just be a fun, creative, and fulfilling career choice. This profession demands consistent performance and the ability to thrive in a competitive environment, often involving high expectations, stress, anxiety, and demanding schedules. So here I am doing my best to kind of show you in a transparent way what it's about with recruiting, the pros and cons of it. If you think I left anything out, please let me know. Comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, want to see more like it, feel free to give us a like, subscribe, click that bell. It would really mean a lot. Thank you so much again. Really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.